Alright. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm taking too long. Okay, fine, Stabby Kate. So, this is just, just kind of wanting to talk about pace. First of all, I want to say I'm really glad to be back. It was a ton of fun, very unforgettable moments. And before I ramble, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into some of these pictures that I took. I apologize for the quality of the pictures. I suck at photography, plus my phone camera is like really, really, really bad. It's just garbage. So we're gonna jump into that, and yeah. By the way, I posted all these pictures on Facebook. I have a Zojalix Facebook page if you guys want to check that out. I don't know what so I will go ahead and plug the link for that in quick. Boom. If you want to check out my Facebook page, a lot of it is more going to be focused on because I have a lot of people that are not like educated when it comes to speedrunning, and so I want to be able to basically this page is meant to be like, hey, I speedrun. What's speedrunning? This is what it is. I'll probably be focusing a lot more like educational podcast type videos and stuff like that on Facebook. Just specifically for family and just other friends that are a lot more personal and want to keep up with what I'm doing, but have no idea what it is that I am doing. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the pace recap. So actually, this is not the right picture to be starting with. Let's see here. Okay, there it is. Alright, so we'll start here. So, Pace, shout outs to Cheese for this picture, by the way. He took this and I kind of stole it from him off of Twitter. So basically, this area, I'm getting Facebook message notifications, that's fine. So, Pace was done at a place called Xanadu Games, sponsored by VG Bootcamp, which is VG Bootcamp owns Xanadu. And basically what it was like this horse track area, and you kind of walked in, and then like to the right was the horse track and like kind of an area for betting, and like a food court, bathroom, different stuff like that. And off to like in the food court they had, you could get like grill stuff. You could get Italian food like pizza and whatever. They called it Taste of Italy. And then there was like a big like smokehouse like barbecue spot. I mean, it had a lot of pretty good food, and it wasn't too like overpriced or anything. I think their burger meal deal was like $10, which for a burger, fries, and a drink from like a concession stand kind of place isn't bad. It was mediocre food, but more people are there to bet on horse races over anything. And then, so that was where like the food court area was. And then you went to the left, and that was actually, I don't know if I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture of it. Let's see if I can like pull up a picture of like the inside. Okay, yeah, actually these are actually really good pictures. So right there is kind of like where you walked into Xanadu, and this was what Xanadu was. It was like there were probably like 30 or so just computers all lined up just in this room. And as you can see, they all got DX Racer chairs, TVs lined up playing streams and everything. So like here, normally they run like Super Smash Brothers events, and this was like their stage area. That was their stage area where they'd hold their biggest like where they would hold their matches on stream. Yeah, Stabby Kate, I say like a lot. Leave me alone. So, yeah, I mean, the venue is like this was just in the main kind of area, and Like, they had computers lined up here with pretty much any game you could think of installed. It really didn't matter, and if you wanted to install a game, they downloaded in like 2 seconds. Internet speed was all just very, very good there. And it was actually like it was super cool. And this was just in like the public area where you pretty much go in, you pay like a ticket, and you pay for a ticket, and then you're there to play all day. And then they would host like local tournaments of a bunch of different games. They had Melee, Street Fighter 5, Project M, Ultimate, Magic the Gathering, yeah, they had a lot of really, really, really cool stuff. So it was awesome. And then, oh, shout outs here to Pace. This is the Pace kind of like thing that they had. Yeah, it was awesome. And so jumping back over here, so you walked in, you had like the public area, and then you went into the back, and that was sort of like that was the Pace area. They had so when you walked in from the Pace store, you checked in, got your bag checked for security reasons, went in. There were 2 TVs lined up over the practice room, and then inside the practice room was this ballroom, which I don't have any pictures of that. I should have. And inside that ballroom, they had 30 CRTs lined up. And then they had this keyboard and this drum set that is a drum set. It's like this little box with different pads on it that all have different functions. So there's Pack and Cheese. Shout out to them. That was actually really cool. And then this was their main stage. They had 2 TVs lined up here and then 2 TVs on the other side that you can't see. They had about enough chairs for about 90 people. And then on this big projector screen, they actually ran the stream twice right next to each other, which kind of got a little bit discombobulating. But overall, I feel like it still looked really cool. And then off to the side again, they had a couple more they had like 4 CRTs, 4 HD monitors, and 2 PCs available just specifically for league runners and showcase runners for practice. And so that was awesome. That they provided that. One of the PCs had kind of an issue, but yeah. And then right here is the stage. This picture was taken like before everything happened, so you can't actually see a picture of like all of what the stage setup was. I don't actually think I posted one, and that's me slacking. Like, come on, streamer, what are you doing? So yeah, and then again they had this. So now I'm gonna get more into kind of like the people that I met. Oh yeah, so here's on stage. They had this table here where they put the CRT, which as you can see is Spider-Man. Big Daddy Simp right there, and actually Simp is chilling right there too. Shout outs to Simply. He's actually hilarious and pretty awesome. So here's me and Bone Tooth. We were standing there. Pretty much we were waiting for them to finish up setting up. Just getting ready, getting ourselves hyped, having me deal with my nerves and everything because I was pretty nervous, even though there was nobody in the audience other than Brian Otto. Shout outs to him. Like that was right there, and yeah, I was super nervous because there were about 1,500 people ish watching on stream, and so it brought in quite a bit of nerves. So now we're gonna kind of get into a little bit more of like actually like what happened. So the main people that I hung out with was the Celeste crew. Shout outs to them. That was TGH, Chai Kitty, M Sushi 100, Flare Bear, and Dave Stereo. Or Dave Stereo. Brian Otto, FC Racer. It was like mainly those people, and Troy of Athens, that I mainly hung out with. They all are Celeste runners. I'm a Celeste runner, kind of inactive at the moment, but wanting to make a comeback eventually, and actually compete in GSA. But I suck at Celeste right now, so I'm not expecting to compete for season 2 or anything like that. Why is the music so quiet? Ooh. Okay, cool. So one thing Flare Bear did introduced a lot of people to a bunch of meme speed games, and like bunch of he had me played Wild Animal Sports Day, which if any of you guys know what that game is, which probably a lot of you don't, it's really it's a really bad made game, but it is hilarious. And then another game that he had M Sushi 100 and Brian Otto try was Minor Ultra Adventures. There's a GDQ VOD of that was ran at GDQ, and that game was hilarious. And M Sushi did a run of it. Again, I apologize for my phone camera; it sucks. And he got a 2807, which was super funny. And it's overall like a really, really bad game, but it was an absolutely hilarious run to see him do. And then a picture of this was all of the. Oh, I forgot to mention Fladervy and Scrublord. They were there too. LOL. But this is all of the people. So right before, it wasn't right before Grand Finals. I think it was during. Shoot, I don't remember what set it was. I think it was M Sushi versus Chai Kitty. In between the games, they were like, hold on, we have to go take a picture. And M Sushi's like, anybody who has a Celeste run on the leaderboards, take a picture. We're all taking a picture. So these are all the people that were the Celeste, that had times on the Celeste leaderboards at the time that were at pace, that were pretty much there during that section. So kind of I'll start front to back, going left to right. So this is Cheese. What a babe. Honestly, he's a babe. His main game that he was there for was Super Mario 64. He actually took second place in the 70-star league. So he is absolutely insane. He's also a Celeste runner, got like a 35-minute PB or something in there. This is Flare Bear. He, like I said, introduced to a lot of meme games, knows a lot, like he's really knowledgeable about the game. Actually, pretty much any game, he's able to analyze like that. And it's super freaking crazy to see how easily he can just analyze a game and understand it. So starting from left to right, you got this nerd named Zojalix. We won't talk too much about him. So this is Brian Otto. He ran Titanfall 2 on stage. Is like he's a stupidly good Titanfall 2 runner. Like he's got world record in every single category, and he was super entertaining and super cool to meet, super nice. Everybody here was actually really nice. Didn't matter who you were. They were very accepting and everything. This is Troy of Athens, small streamer, Celeste kind of runner, but the main thing that Troy did was he was like the stats guy. I feel like I'm talking really loud right now. But he put together, so all of this, I don't know if any of you guys watched any of my races that I commentated, or even if you just watched any of them, any of the stats that were brought up by the commentators were put together by Troy. He went and calculated everything out, did pretty much everything that needed to happen to make the stats and make it seem very professional, and he did a really good job at that. And then next to him is Chai Kitty. Chai Kitty is currently officially second place on the leaderboard, unofficially third place. Long story with that. I'm not going to get too much into that. But he took fourth at pace. Still a really, really, really stinking good runner. And overall, really cool guy. Got to talk to him quite a bit. And then, yeah, I mean, Chai Kitty is pretty cool. And right next to him is M Sushi 100. He is 5th place on the Celeste leaderboard, took 2nd place at pace, made it to Grand Finals, and is also one of the best portal runners in the world. And he's younger than, he's 17, and he does, I mean, he's absolutely crazy, and he's hilarious. if you watch a lot of the VODs from the races, which if you didn't watch all the races, I recommend just checking out the VODs. And well, M Sushi he owned the stage. It was really cool to see, and M Sushi was awesome to meet him. So you should follow him at Twitch at twitch.tv/msushi100. Next to him is the man himself, TGH. He won the whole tournament. Currently is the world record holder in Celeste 80% with a 27.50, and I hung out, talked to him quite a bit, learned a lot about him, and just got to know him really well. A lot better than I had expected, honestly. And so that was just overall, he's really cool. So yeah. And then next to him is Fladervy. Fladervy is unofficially second place on the leaderboard, officially third place. He took third at the event. He had a really rough first 2 days, super nervous, came all the way to Brazil for this event, but still an absolutely insane runner, and it was really cool to be able to get to know him and talk to him throughout just even all the international stuff. And then right next to him is FC Racer. I did a commentary with him for a match, and he commentated all of Pace, the whole all the Celeste stuff at Pace. He was a commentator for. Does a really good job of being analytical and just being able to see every part of the game. Is very passionate about Celeste, so a lot of respect for that. Next to him is Scrublord. Scrublord competed in the Celeste League. My first match that I commentated was his match against Melee. He was super cool. He sat a lot with me while I was playing Wild Animal Racing, which was odd. And then right before my showcase run, he ran Minute. So yeah, that was really cool. And right here, this is Dave Serio. I'm not sure what his PB is in Celeste, but he mainly runs Final Fantasy VII and is very, very energetic and very enthusiastic, but still overall a really, really freaking cool guy. Everybody here was honestly just really cool. So here's some more pictures. This is so all of my pictures I took at the end. So yeah, that's where a lot of these pictures come post stream, where the stream was done, and I got a lot of these pictures with people. So this is Simply decided to pull in this. His name's Tyler. That's literally all I know about him. And I got a picture of Pack. Pack is a staff member on speedrun.com. So shout outs to him again. Here's just a picture of me, Simp, and Tyler. Again, Simp was hilarious. Tyler was pretty cool for the 20 seconds that I got to talk to him. Here's a really bad picture of me and Dave. Again, really cool guy. Another picture of me and Dave. We took a second one because this first one I literally look like a ghost. And then this is me and Dave again. A little bit better of a picture. I don't look so much like a ghost. Here's me and Limcube. Limcube is a GSA staff member from Germany, as well as Super Mario Odyssey commentator. Very, very knowledgeable about the game, and especially right now with how Mario Odyssey is going through all the changes to 1.3, he was instantly on top of that and already coming up with new ways to route it out and make it a really good speed game. Yeah, Swag Muffin, I literally made my Facebook, at least this page, I made it today. Thank you for the great job as well. How are you doing? Good to see you in chat again. So here's Dangers. I'm going to try and find a better picture. I apparently don't have any of my... Did I even post my good picture with Dangers on here? I apparently did. So Dangers was really cool. Hi, Mom. He was another commentator for Super Mario Odyssey. Again, very knowledgeable about the game. Is probably the most diverse Odyssey runner that I know. And while he was doing his commentary for Super Mario Odyssey, he actually had the full like suit and tie on. So I mean, he went ham on it and did honestly just a really good job. So Dangerous was pretty cool. And here was the end of the weekend picture that we all took. I'm kind of like hiding right here. You can barely see me. But some really notable people. Again, Flare Bear. Here's Drogi. He did Pokemon Snap. And I think he runs in Super Mario 64 Division 2 in the league. Chai Kitty again. See, as you can see, I'm right next to all of the like Celeste people. Dave is right here, not even looking at the camera. I think that's Benji, but I'm not 100% sure. There's Artemis, Milo. He was a staff member and founder. Steve, another staff member and founder of GSA. Punkation, winner of the SM64 League. Here, so yeah, definitely check out Punkation on Twitch. Check out Cheese. iMarts did, what did he do? Super Mario Galaxy. Actually, I think he does the 602 when I think about it. But yeah, there were, as you can see, there's a lot of people here, and I wish I could shout them all out. Oh, there's ZFG and Torjay kind of hiding back there by Nicro Vita. So again, you know, just the community at Pace was amazing, and I can't honestly thank GSA enough for allowing me to have this opportunity. They're absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to see where GSA goes from here, because GSA hasn't even been around a year, and they put on an event. They put this event on, and other than the couple technical hiccups, it went really well. So shout outs to GSA and all of their amazing work. Continue to do what you do. So here's a picture of me with TGH. Again, TGH was awesome. Being able to meet him and get to know him, and like honestly, since I really started getting into Celeste, TGH became like that immediate idol. Where just like he is a solid runner, and then following him on Twitter and him doing the 50 no reset challenge and everything, and just his commitment and his perseverance, because Celeste is not an easy game, and to be able to push it down to a sub 28-minute run was insane. And even still, his focus isn't even on PBing anymore. His focus was just on getting better and improving and being consistent. And like just immediately, like it was the most admirable thing I've ever seen out of a speedrunner. And so Tej was just awesome to get to know and become friends with. Like I put on Twitter, my speedrunning idols became my friends. I hung out with Tej pretty much the whole time. And like first meeting him, it was like this big like fangirl, oh my gosh, it's Tej kind of a thing. But then eventually it was just like, oh hey Tej, how's it going? You know, like just being friends. Which was absolutely crazy to go like to switch to that level from him being a celebrity in my mind to just him being a friend. And then here's a really bad picture of me and Brian Otto. Brian Otto's awesome. Again, like I said, Brian Otto's awesome. Titanfall 2, super fast-paced game. And he runs it really, really stinking well. So here's another group picture. So give a little bit of context during these pictures. My original plan when I was taking these pictures was to just get a picture with Simp. But then Simp's like, no, let's get Tyler in here. And we took a picture, and then Pac was like, oh, I gotta get in here and this. And then they were gonna get Kopitz. This is Kopitz, by the way. Kopitz is awesome. SM64 runner. Meet the speedrunning legend. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a legend, Swag Muffin, but I definitely want to meet you. I'm not a legend by any means. But, so, once we took the picture with these three, they were like, "Hold on, we got to add in one more person and take a new picture every time." So then Pac jumped in on the picture, and then after we took that picture, Kopitz jumped in. Kopitz ran Time Splitters 2, by the way, for the showcase runs, so you should check that out because that was a pretty cool run to see. I didn't pay attention too much to it because I was dead exhausted. Also, this picture here, okay? Honestly, this was probably one of the most surprising moments of the whole event. I don't know why I was surprised, but this is EasyScape. And if any of you guys don't know who EasyScape is, he is a very analytical speedrun YouTuber. How many people literally pull off world record in a marathon? This is my third live event and my third... Wow, wait. Dang, this is my third live event, and all three of them I've set at least one world record. But I guess, I don't know. I don't see myself as a legend, but still, the kind words mean a lot. So, EasyScape. Didn't expect to meet him at all at the event. I didn't, for some reason, just didn't think about it. And he was there. He was having a bunch of the guys try out, playing their speed games in drunk goggles. I didn't get a chance to do it. I didn't have my PS2 on me and wasn't messing around with Spider-Man. Otherwise, that actually probably would have been a lot of fun. But, I mean, again, talked to EasyScape a lot at the run, at the event, and that was absolutely crazy. EasyScape was awesome. We had a lot of really good talks just about, like, competitive speedrunning and where it can go from here and what the plan is and what it might look like and what some of the issues might be, and just a lot of the skepticism as well as a lot of the hopes that were brought in together was just insane. Here's my picture with FC Racers. Not only did he do commentary, but he also ran Celeste Invisipercent, which means he ran Celeste with Madeline being invisible, which was insane. Like, just not only is getting a good time in Celeste really hard, but doing it when Madeline is invisible is even more difficult. And he did it in less than an hour, which was crazy, absolutely insane. And then last picture, but not least picture, is mine with Cheese. I mean, honestly, Cheese is a huge idol still, in my opinion, for speedrunning, and he was one of the first people I talked to and got to know while I was there. He just immediately sucked me right in, was like, "Oh, hey, I thought you," like, he came up and he's like, "I thought you were Zochelix, but I wasn't 100% sure," and he just got me involved. And even though, like, Cheese averages, like, 1,000 viewers per stream, and he's treated me as if I had known him for a long time. Like, and this was the first time I had met Cheese in real life. Like, just super accepting, super welcoming, and honestly, just amazing. Oh yeah, and then during the flight, I took a picture of the cityscape on my way there because it was super dark and super lit up. And that was all super, super cool. And so, yeah, those are all the pictures from Pace. I wish I would have taken more pictures of everything that was going on. But I just got so, like, into it and wrapped in that I wasn't able to get the pictures that I wanted. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to cut the music here. And we're going to go ahead, jump in. I'm going to watch my record run. I won't be able to see chat. Oh, wait, no, it might be highlighted, so I might just pull up the highlighted version. I think I'm going to do that so I can see chat. Speedrun. Okay, let's see here. Where is it? There it is. I was gonna say, I was like, I know it was in here somewhere. Nightbot telling about the Celeste Switch giveaway.
Phone service doesn't usually make you smile. But there's a first time for everything.
So I'm
Meet
actually
Visible,
also going to go
the
ahead and
$40
jump
a month
in
phone service that
and
runs on Verizon's 4G LTE network.
kind of loud.
This is Visible.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're just now set up for Zojulix's any % Spider-Man run. I know I'm excited for it. I hope you
Gazumi in the
guys
chat.
are. Some things to look out for. He's been running this for the last few days, just over and over, working on some sections that he's been kind of struggling with. He's been talking about just like grinding and hopefully not falling on his web
Grace got my brother's boyfriend in there. I'm going to be pulling up. You're going to hear me hit spacebar.
Momentum up
I'm running
keep going,
splits.
keep going. It's all about what speedrunning is. Just don't stop. A lot of times you'll see him during like the boss fights. He'll get out web fist and he'll be doing a
hey, Count
punch
Gooby.
combo. Just keep an eye out for that. That's all I got to say before pregame.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it quick because my splits aren't coming up. They take forever. Okay, there they are. Okay, I'm gonna pull my splits up on screen. We're gonna put them like right up here in the corner. They're kind of hard to see for you guys, but it's just that way you guys can kind of see like where the run was at, make sure everything is working fine. Cool.
And we'll give it away for Zojulix.
I'm Zojulix. Really psyched to be here, as I just covered my face with my hand. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
boy, we got Benedictator in chat.
Okay, so
this is awesome. So also shout outs to Disconnect again because in their Discord they had like a 20-person. I have not watched this yet. No. But they had like 20 people in a voice chat all watching. So that was awesome. They all had like a big viewing party, so that was really cool.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So
yeah.
One of the ways, as Bonetooth mentioned, I'm going to have to keep my momentum up. And so the way I'm going to have to do that is I actually am going to be canceling my swing and starting a new one right away early on. So I do that by, so normally, rather than having like a standard like, double jump button to make my swing happen, I actually push X and then R2 to swing. And once I push X again, it will actually cancel my swing and will allow me to carry my momentum forward. And I do that specifically by, I cancel my swing before my momentum drops, which allows it to carry through onto the next swing and keep going. So another thing too about this run is it's no skips. So the community was going to name this glitchless, but the game is so glitched and broken on its own that calling it glitchless is impossible because it is impossible to get a 100% glitchless run. And so I'm going to be trying to...
Shoutouts to Brian Otto being the only one in the crowd.
That's the last one.
Well. And what I did is I'm going to be calling them my impact webs, or what basically that's just me shooting web balls. And then I used a web dome to clear out like 3 enemies and send them off a cliff which you guys didn't even see. So this level is the only one that's sort of got
Well,
like
I
its
hope they
own
don't mind if I
skip,
make a
and
quick
that
deposit.
it's not really a skip, I guess. This is a no skip game. But it does have a cutscene override that you can do that I
Looks
don't know, they never ruled it illegal yet, so we're gonna try it here, and I didn't get it. So it's pretty close to frame perfect. I don't know like how what the precise timing is, but it's fairly close to frame perfect. So it's about a 10-second time loss.
My compass can show me the way to the next floor. Gotta get there quick. Well, going down?
So the main form of movement you're seeing me do, it's called I'm pushing my swing button on the ground, which allows me to zip over
the game's
to the
really
walls,
loud.
and then I cancel that with a jump button to allow myself to drop to the ground before sticking onto the wall. Because every time that I stick onto the wall, that's like an extra second that I have to take to get myself unstuck.
Oh, thank you, Spider-Man.
Main form of guitar riff.
And I mean,
Mind if
with
I
a lot
drop
of
in?
these Smaller, just henchmen you can call them. It's with the impact webs, as long as he keeps up, majority of the time it's just a first hit death, and you can just keep moving on. So that's why you'll see him do that a lot of times. Just a lot quicker pace to keep going through.
So in this level as well, you wouldn't.
The
kill
robbers
the
have been taken
enemies,
care of, but
you
what can I do
actually
about the
can't
bomb?
advance
Think,
the
Spidey,
level,
think.
And open that door where the one guy was like, "What's going on out here?" You can't advance the level without knocking out all the henchmen.
Big safe.
And also, as you can see, this is a bomb that we're just picking up and throwing. Because
No big deal.
what else would you do with a bomb? Just pick it up and throw it.
Phase it through a door like nothing.
Exactly.
Not this time, guys.
So that was kind of the end of like the get to the bank arc is what it's specifically called, and
Elvish
like, the
mystery
bank
popping
robbery,
off in
which
chat.
really does nothing except give a good intro to controls. And now we're getting into the Scorpion arc, which so J. Jonah Jameson, as we all would know, the most the jerk who just thinks we're nothing but a menace, is getting attacked by Scorpion.
But we're gonna save him anyways. Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man! And so this level, as you see up in the corner, there's this little scorpion head that's like moving towards
Oh, there we go. They
Jameson.
fixed the game.
And if
So
that
only took about
head,
4.5 minutes to
scorpion
fix the
head
game
gets
volume.
to Jameson before we do, we fail the level. But since we're speedrunners and we know how to go fast, that meter is obsolete.
Simp.
So, just a second ago, you saw he pulled up crosshairs and pointed them at the building. There, he was using targeting webbing, which actually makes it just more accurate. It's a little more slow to do that, but if he takes a chance and slings his web over to the building and he misses, it's a huge time loss. So here's that kick-punch combo. If he avoids getting hit by Scorpion, he can avoid actually cutscenes. And actually right now, it's all RNG based, whether or not he gets a cutscene, because that was
perfect RNG right there. Holy cow.
So
yeah.
usually there, if you get hit by Scorpion, it's all RNG based, whether or not Jameson runs out of the room and hides. And if that happens, there's actually a cutscene that Scorpion comes out, breaks out, and starts looking for Jameson again.
So there's this section of levels here that's the police chopper chase. It requires a lot of like precise swing chains that I'm going to have to focus on. So I'm going to go ahead and let my good boy Bone Tooth take over on commentary, just so that way I can focus on making sure that I don't die.
Yeah, so as he was talking before, a lot of times he's got to cancel his swing and swing again. And that makes it really difficult, but also keeps it so he's going fast. Why it's difficult is if he doesn't time it perfectly and he cancels his swing for too long, he gets so low that he has to spend so much time just sitting here wall climbing. And wall climbing is so slow. And he landed that perfectly. a lot of times he'll go to swing straight up, and if you do it too early or too late, especially too early, it's a huge time loss, and you're just sitting there like an idiot.
I'm just watching the VOD, Bistaro, so I won't die.
So
I still find it kind of
right
crazy
now,
that I still have the
Chopper's still
23-second time
it's just
save
a lot of
here.
wall climbing again. Perfect time, swinging straight up.
How you doing, Bistaro?
Should be able to hit the top of the building here, just in time. Good job.
You know, chilling at a nice... I'm minus 31 right now, just so you know.
So once again, going and swinging away from the helicopter.
I was minus 2... I've been ahead ever since the
Here,
3rd level.
He's kind of going to stay with the buildings, but not necessarily, like, go on them. But that's just so then, like you see here, now he's got a wall climb just to get that height back up. And then he's going to swing as long as he can while he's still high. And so as long as he can keep height above the smoke or gas or whatever you want to call it, he can keep swinging. He's just going to keep avoiding the enemies because there's no point on actually fighting the enemies. Here, each of those little crates hanging down, if he lands on them, it's like a 4 or 5 second time loss that the helicopter actually shoots the crate down, and then he has to start swinging again, and it's every single time it's cutscene. So that was actually a very smooth run for swinging from those choppers there.
Enough with the shooting already.
So here he's going to be jumping up and looking away from the bar and trying to swing back into it, and just making it straight to the top. So far, fairly smooth.
How tall is this thing?
It's fairly tall, Spider-Man. Fairly tall. Looks like he made it up to the top anyways. Gonna get on top of this crane here. So once again, as long as he can avoid that crate. Oh, there it is. Shoots it down. Never mind. This is the wrong crate. This is one that finishes the level.
Like
Very
I said, fairly
smooth run.
smooth,
Good
even
job,
though I
Joe Jokes.
technically lost 0.8 seconds from that, but that's fine.
Like you said, there's quite a few levels here where he's just running away from the helicopters. So he's got to stay focused, keep doing his swing cancels. So far, so good. Once again, I'm going to point out that usually if you're just doing like a vanilla run, you'd be swinging just from top of the building to top of the building and staying as high as possible and usually fighting all the enemies that are on top of the building. But of course, we're speedrunners. We don't do that. We avoid as many conflicts as possible. So here, I am always trying to convince him just to kitty corner and go straight to the building.
I knew that was a
And
bad
he's always
police
telling me it's too
evaded.
low.
I knew
So
it.
there was fairly quick, really good pace so
The
far.
target webbing there just did
Moving
not
on to the
want
Rhino
to
fight now.
cooperate.
The Rhino fight's interesting because we use the same combo as Scorpion, but because Rhino is a big boy, we actually have to use push just neutral triangle to use a little bit of trap webbing to kind of stick him for like 2 seconds, which then allows us to use the combo. Oh, I punched too early there.
Yeah, if he messes up just slightly or doesn't do the constrained webbing, then Rhino gets a punch in, and it's about a 1.5 second loss every single time he gets hit. Fairly quick Rhino fight.
All things considered, that was a pretty good fight. So this next level, Catch Venom, is kind of interesting because
The best.
like a week ago or something, I was just kind of messing around and practicing and getting ready. And I've found a new swing canceling route, but the problem is it's so fast. Like in this one, if the Venom meter gets too far away from you at the top, if like Spider-Man gets too far away from the Venom meter, you actually will fail the level. And this route that I do here, it's the fastest route, but as you can see, I'm getting away from the meter. I'm getting away from Venom. And so I actually have to take this part right here slower to allow for Venom to catch up. Because there are a couple of triggers here where you're going to hear Venom tell me to quit slacking even though I'm going faster than him. And I'm actually going to sit and wait right here for Venom to come across and jump.
And he got it.
And if I actually didn't do that at the right time, I would fail the level. And so I'm going to go ahead and be quiet so you guys can enjoy the beauty of this cutscene. And we're hoping for good RNG.
Watch that first step, partner. It's a doozy.
Oh, toe, ow.
And that's good RNG right there.
Look out, lady.
There's all kinds of phrases that he could have said there, and that is by far the best.
So here's a random glitch. Nobody knows why it happens, but for some reason, rather than just jump across and follow Venom, Spider-Man decides, you know what? I'm just going to jump on the wall because reasons. Oh, jeez. I didn't start swinging fast enough there.
So here once again, doing the web canceling, just hoping to keep going faster. This time he's going to follow Venom's route a little more than before, just because it's a lot higher. And here he's going to kitty corner, get just one step ahead of him, and then follow him to the next building. A little slip up to the bottom of the building, not a huge time loss. But
Not a
here
huge
he's
time
actually going to
loss.
go
Overall,
down,
this
and
level
he's
was
going to
actually
be fighting
really
Venom.
bad.
And all of the Venom fights are just majorly RNG based. He's going to be getting his fight combo, and then Venom will disappear and reappear somewhere. So it's all RNG based when and where he spawns, whether or not it's a fast or slow fight. So he gets one combo in. So far, so good. 2 spawns right in front of him that he just has to take a step and start punching again. Really good RNG, that fight. Really good. So far, we're doing phenomenally with RNG just this run. And with a lot of speedrunning games, RNG is either your best friend or your worst enemy. And when we're saying RNG, for those who are kind of new to speedrunning, it's called a random number generator, and it's like the random things that can happen in the game. So games are all coded and made by numbers, so it's whether or not things happen or things don't happen. So there, Venom could have spawned behind him, and he would have had to take an extra half a second to turn around and take a few steps. There, it worked out perfectly that he was always just in front of him, and he could just take a few steps and punch Venom. Smooth fight.
So these lizards, they're the best enemies, and the reason for that is their coded phrases consist of burping, bleh, bleh, and like a horrifying like banshee scream, but I'm not going to do that in the mic for the sake of all of you people wearing headphones and for everybody that's in the audience right now.
So, for those of you who don't know, a while ago, his suit changed colors. And we didn't really talk about that. He actually grabbed Spidey armor, which gives him an extra health meter. And that doesn't really come in handy yet. That'll come in handy here soon. He's about to get onto a subway portion of the run. And you'll see why the Spidey armor is going to come in handy there. So these ones just skipping through those lizards, getting ahead, and here's the subway.
So we're in the subway now, and
Wait, what?
this is where the Spidey armor comes in handy because the subway itself is an auto-scroller. It's a little bit short of 3 minutes, but to make this auto-scroller go by a little bit, like, nice, which that was kind
And
of
he
rude.
got it.
But we're going to put ourselves in this position,
I don't know.
and that's
Take a
all
nap.
we have to do, so we can take a nap for about a good 3 minutes. Because these guys won't touch it. They'll get a couple of hits in here and there, but as long as I stay in this position with my Spidey armor, I shouldn't die. And the reason why I put myself in this position,
I knew I was going to be swinging in the
because
chair
what
back and
happens
forth the
is,
whole time.
in this
I
position,
knew it.
they're going to be, like, as you can see, the health pickups are coming by, and then there are also web cartridges that are going to be coming by. And up in, like, the top left corner there
We're saying that
is the web
stormtroopers.
cartridge. And if that runs out, I can't use any webbing whatsoever. And so there has to be a
This
little
chat
bit
is actually
of
fantastic.
web management in order to be able to move as fast as possible, because as a web slinger, if we can't use webs, we're kind of stuck. So by putting ourselves in this position right here, it allows us to be able
Hey, we got Duber in
to
chat.
refill up
Let's
on
go.
web. We'll
Let's
actually
go.
be totally
Get my
maxed out on
disconnect
web,
peeps in there.
and that will help to add a lot of safety. Sometimes, if I'm not able to put myself in the right position, or I miss the Spidey armor, I will actually have to sit and just jump for the entire 3 minutes. I won't get hit. I'll get hit a lot less, but I
I think
also
he tries to hug you.
run a risk of not having nearly as much webbing, which can then become a huge time loss later on in the run. I've never had a run where I've run out of webbing, so I'm hoping that that streak continues. But as you can see, we pick up one more cartridge, and it will just fill up that little meter right there, right to the end, and then we're full on web, and we're good
Oh, I don't
to go.
need to keep my Facebook up anymore.
We've still got like a minute left of the auto scroller. Yeah. But as you can see, I could just set my controller down on the table and nothing happens. In fact, I might not even lose my Spidey armor on this, which that'll be a first. So that's nice to know.
Getting really good RNG this run.
I'm not gonna complain.
See, again, I'm sitting there just back and forth
Alright,
in the stupid
so
chair.
The meter, we've reached the end of the subway. Now we've got like 9 seconds to wait for the end of the level.
So this game was actually made before the Tobey Maguire movies, and this is all based on like the comic book Spider-Man. And so it's all a ton of different enemies from the comic books. So like you've seen so far, you've seen Scorpion, you've seen Venom, you've seen Rhino, you get like Mysterio and Carnage and people like that. People that you haven't necessarily seen in the movies so far, but are very popular in the comic books.
Shoutouts to BoneTooth96
And you
for
kind
letting
of get to
me
see like a little like mock of the lizard through these.
for actually
lizard
letting me
enemies. It's kinda
focus
like what
on
they
the
are,
run and
is like
jumping
the
in on
mutant lizards
commentary.
from his experiments. So
Yeah. Also, another thing about this game that you don't really see in Zojos Run here is you can collect and wear different spider outfits. And a lot of times those actually give you different benefits and help you throughout the game. Now, when doing it in an any percent run, you're just running it through as fast as possible, so you're not going to take time to change what outfit you're wearing to make the run faster or slower. And there are other speed runs wearing the different outfits, and you can do a completely different race wearing different outfits.
yeah, like for some reason one of the outfits gives you like a cloak. Oh boy. And so like, which would come in really handy for like this level, because then the lizards don't even touch you. Oh, I didn't get grabbed there. Wow. That's really good RNG.
So here a lot of times you're going to see him swinging and then once again canceling his swing. And here it's not necessarily to keep going faster, but it's also to prevent him from sticking to the wall at the end of the end of the pathway there. If he
Gold at
sticks
my
to the wall,
sewage plant.
it's about a second or two time loss every single time. So this run is all about those just little mechanics that keep you from the very minor time losses, not necessarily major time losses.
So another thing too to note is the reason I'm going through and hitting these switches, And actually, if I were, which now it's not going to happen, but if I were to fall,
You fell.
if I were to get hit, like while I was over that little grating there, before I hit the second to last switch, I could actually have fallen into the water and be killed. And I actually had a run that was on like a really solid like minus 30-second world record pace, and it was just like, nope, JK, you're gonna die because the lizards are gonna spit on me and make me fall to my death. So this section of the level at least is kind of like, it's kind of an auto-scroller, kind of not.
Honestly,
the
this
water
level,
here
like,
cycles. As you can see, there's like a little dark
this
line
pace
right
is
there.
insane.
And the water will raise
I jumped
up
on a
precisely
minus
that
30
line
pace
at
at
a certain
a
cycle.
missile attack, and
because of
yeah,
that,
I've lost
I have to
seconds,
sit
like
and kinda
small
wait for
amounts
it
of
to
seconds
pass,
here and
and
there,
then
but
once it starts
nothing
once it
major.
lowers, I can go again.
The
And
most it
cycles are
looks like I've
super
lost
easy
was
to hit,
9 seconds.
That you're able to do it as if it's an auto-scroller. As long as you don't like spend 20 minutes fighting lizards.
I like how I say I can do this
And
as
then
an
the
auto
rest of this
scroller
level
when
is
I've
just some
got a
more
3-second time
swinging.
save on here.
To get to switches to finish it up. So I guess I should answer the question as to why the heck does Venom come in? Well, right before we went to fight Rhino, we actually were informed that Venom kidnapped our wife,
Another
Mary
gold
Jane,
split.
as the most iconic character, iconic damsel in distress, you would say. And Venom kidnapped her because he doesn't like us. And so we're going to go save her because we're Spider-Man. And we actually went to Rhino first while Rhino was having his little rampage because we're
I lost
a good person.
my train of
and
thought
we use our powers
so
to help
bad.
other people before ourselves.
But avoid every lizard because they don't matter.
No, lizards don't matter. They just stay in the sewers where they belong. Wait, that might be wrong. I don't know. Lizards are cool, but they're not mutant ones that try to eat your family.
I actually said that because I was like,
dang it.
oh, I did die there.
See
Wow,
there,
that's
where he fell in the
like
water.
18 seconds-ish.
It's about 5-6 second time loss there. But
No, that's actually more like a
not
20
as
second
bad
time
since
loss.
he just made it through that checkpoint there.
So there's a mechanic that you can do where if you time it right, you can actually get 2 zips across before you're doomed to crawling for a while. But since I fell, I wasn't able to. But I mistimed it and wasn't able to get there on time. And the reason I do that is it helps to make these cycles for these like compactor things a little bit nicer. But since I missed that cycle, since I didn't get that mechanic, and like I didn't go for it this time just for safety's sake, I didn't want to sit and spend a bunch of time doing it. The cycles are going to be a little bit more mean.
The sucky part is this probably was going to be a sub 41
never had
run,
this
had that
armor
not happened.
at this point in time, so I don't really know. Because if I were to, I know I can get hit at least once without the Spidey armor, and my health will go down fairly low, but I won't die. But I don't know how that works with the Spidey armor. That still brought me down fairly low, but it's a good thing. This is the last compactor that we're going to be.
Yeah, see, now I've hit my gold.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the Spidey armor, but it's gone now, never to be seen again.
Sad.
Oh, it was.
It's alright. Regular Spider-Man suit's way cooler anyways.
You right.
Smaller spider.
So
Yeah,
now we're in the
19
last
second
Venom fight.
time loss.
And if you thought the first Venom fight was RNG heavy, this one is even worse because we're at a significantly bigger area, which gives there are 4 based spawn locations for Venom. They're like here, up there, over there, and up there. Those are the 4 spots he can spawn. But if he doesn't spawn in the right spots, that's like 5 or 6 seconds. And he didn't spawn in the right spot, but I was able to get a jump kick, so that helps a lot. Hopefully he continues to cooperate. Nice.
Sometimes Venom actually, if you don't get to him fast enough, he'll actually just take off running, and it's like a 3-second time
A
loss
9-second
every single time he
gold
does
there.
it. That's
Holy
why you
crap.
you'll see Zojulix jump straight towards Venom as soon as he sees him because he doesn't want him to take off running.
Yeah, and as far as RNG goes, that fight went perfectly. Well, and it wasn't perfect RNG, but I was able to make up for it pretty good. So now what we've got going on here is the basis of the game is Dr. Otto Octavius is like a reformed person, no longer crazy mad scientist supervillain, and he created this thing that kind of works like the arc reactor from Iron Man's arc reactor. It's just sort of like this self-sustaining energy thing. But an imposter of Spider-Man stole it. That's why we were being chased by police.
Now we're already back on minus 21 phase.
And then,
holy crap. Honestly,
and
even though I've got like an
Venom
18-second time,
actually
a
kidnapped our
19-second time save there,
try
actually closer to
and
20 seconds because of my gold.
draw us out so he could capture
It's
us.
honestly going to
capture
be
the
so hard to
device,
beat
'cause
this run.
Venom's a good guy? Question mark. So now that we
And
beat
browser
the schnoz
ran.
out of
The
Venom,
video's still
we were
playing,
able to explain to
but the
Venom
browser decided to
that
randomly crash.
that we were framed.
Oh shoot. Hello? What? I let my computer sit too idle. See, that's the thing. I either have to like reboot my computer all the time or just let it sit idle. Or no, I have to either shut my computer down or be constantly doing stuff. Otherwise, it poops like this. Ugh. That's frustrating. No, I'll try and get this running at GDQ. Why do my browsers randomly crash? So like, this is why my donation goal is set at a new computer, because this is happening a lot to me, and there's nothing I can really do about it except buy a new computer. But again, I need like a financial miracle.
Now that we beat the schnoz out of Venom, we were able to explain to Venom that we were framed, and now we cleared our name, at least with Venom.
The elevator started again.
And now that we've cleared our name with Venom, we are invading the Daily Bugle to try and look at its records, but when we get there, there's symbiotes in the Daily Bugle.
So here, instead of just riding the elevator down, which is actually really slow, he's just going down onto the symbiote and then
What?
fighting off whatever was down there and pressing the button ahead of time so that the elevator never really had to stop. And so he was able to just keep going, and it's a huge time save whenever he does that. So here he's clearing out the generators to get rid of the symbiote once and hopefully for all.
Cool. One thing I've learned too
I
is
saved
sometimes that
19
giant steel
point-
roll that tries to kill us.
Yeah, that's
if
2
it,
gold
for
splits
some
in a row.
reason,
How did I?
it'll
What?
just soft lock the game. Don't know why, but it can soft lock the game, and it's pure RNG for the soft lock.
And thankfully, so far, RNG's been our friend today.
Wait, what was that I see? Was that another Spider-Man?
That's cool. It's a dry heat.
Oh boy.
Whoa, where'd he come from?
So normally you'd try to get around that guy, but because he can just be a huge pain, I just decided, you know what, we're gonna make like symbiote pudding, because that just works out easier.
Another video game thing I want to try sometime.
Symbiote pudding.
Yeah.
I bet it.
How would you
tastes
make
like,
symbiote
Let's see,
pudding?
it's 1,
I'd say just melt
2,
bubble gum.
3, 4,
Smoked bubblegum.
5, 6,
Take like
7
2
gold.
cups full of double bubble gum and melt it.
That's so much bubblegum.
Add some gelatin and stick it in the fridge.
So much bubblegum.
I don't know. That's just the theory. So we've got the Mysterio fight. And this is one of those fights where it will cooperate if it chooses to. The first
Again, all
phase
RNG based.
of the Mysterio fight's super nice. It's the second phase where sometimes he can be a pill. Actually, majority of the time he's a pill.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to hit his little conduit thingies with my impact webs. But sometimes Mysterio's like, JK, you don't get to hit us. Which,
That was a
that
very good
was
Mysterio
so
run.
good. Oh my gosh.
Very good Mysterio run.
And I still didn't gold it.
I haven't had that good of a Mysterio fight in months.
Yeah, so last night he was actually practicing the Mysterio run, and a lot of times he would get grabbed by Mysterio, which is like a 4-second time loss. So that was a huge time save, just getting a really clean Mysterio run.
So another thing too, like I've been practicing this run kind of like off and on for about 2 months, hoping to try and get my world record down. But the unfortunate part is because of like the way that this run works, like okay.
So-
Like the difficulty of this run has made it really hard to PB. So like I'm not trying to get a world record today, but like despite being in those moments where I'm at like the top of my form, I could still just not PB.
So could you explain why with the last generators you were shooting them with your impact webs and it was exploding just with one shot, and these ones you're punching them?
So
I like the concrete, the dripping water.
for some reason the game made these generators like stronger,
This is it.
and I don't know why, but if I were to use my impact webs, it would still be one shot on each side, and so I punch them instead of using the impact webs, just so that way I can save some webbing
That's where all my time saves came in,
before
was
going into the last
carnage.
couple of fights.
So yeah, here he's making it into what can be considered the final boss fight.
Someone's eye out with that.
There are multiple fights inside this room, and then he's got one final run that he has to escape from the final boss, and then that'll be the end of the run.
Somebody doesn't want me
Yeah,
here.
so we've only got, I don't know, a couple minutes.
The heating bill for this place must be
I want to say like 10-ish minutes, depending on RNG, maybe less than that. It's kind of hard to tell. But, so my estimate for this is, oh wow, this says 45. Okay, I thought my estimate was 55. Okay, that's fine. So this level is called Stopping the Fog.
Weird.
So that gas thing that was below us, that's actually like this really weird, like, I don't know if it's toxic fog, but either way, it's bad juju. And we're going to stop the fog by clogging the pipes and blowing everything up. This is sort of like tackling the, destroy the evil lair kind of part of the job. Oh yeah, and our good friend Black Cat got kidnapped. During the Rhino fight, like right before the Rhino fight, there's a cutscene where she gets wailed in the back with Rhino's horn, and she ends up, rather than being taken to an ambulance,
You got it. I'll be back.
she actually gets kidnapped by the evil people. And so now we're into the first of the last three, like, boss segments. And shocker to everybody, as we all know, Dr. Otto Octavius, otherwise known as Doc Ock, was actually the mastermind behind everything.
I need to find some way to drop
So much, and he stole his own device to frame me.
Yes.
Because reasons.
I still need to draw
So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be hitting these buttons that say on to turn the shield on, and the shield, once the shield is all the way on, Doc Ock will be incapacitated, in which we can beat the schnoz out of him. I don't know if I will get a one cycle. I'm not expecting to get a one cycle just because the fight is super hard.
Looks like his shield is
Oh, that was actually so
Super
close to a
close.
one cycle. To give you guys a good idea to how hard the one cycle is, I one cycled him almost a year ago at another marathon.
Honestly, like a lot of my regulars are here in chat, and that's
haven't
awesome.
done it since.
Despite, they weren't like regular, like they didn't chime in a lot,
Well, and
but
it's
a lot of
like
the main people who watch my
10
stream
second time
were in
save,
chat, and that
more
was awesome
if
to see.
More than 10. It's like 20. Actually, I think it's closer to like 30 or 40.
Yeah, it's actually close to like a 40
But
second
since picking
time
up
save.
no skips, I have not one cycled him. But all things considered, even though I didn't get the one cycle, that was still a really good fight. So we've got one more fight, and then we've got one more like swing section, and this fight is Carnage, and Carnage is it's easy enough concept because all we have to do is throw him in that sonic bubble, and then spam our impact webs for a while, and we just kind of let his health drain. But the fight, like, as easy as that was, like, Wednesday night, I couldn't do it for the life of me.
Very good Venom fight.
And that's the Carnage fight.
Or Carnage fight, excuse me.
So we got one more level left in the run. So time will be coming up in a couple minutes. So basically what happens is we beat Carnage, but the Carnage symbiote
At this point,
goes
I knew what
onto
pace I was
Doc
on.
Ock
I was like,
and
holy
makes
crap.
Monster Ock. And also, like, our little, like,
Wait,
everything
I think I
exploding,
set a
yeah,
world
that
record
starts
for
happening
Spidey vs.
now.
Monster Rock.
And so, rather than trying to fight Monster Ock, we just are gonna run. So this is a lot of, like, the biggest thing I want to do is not stick on the walls. I don't necessarily need to worry too much. Like, if I can, like, cancel my swings in proper timing to carry momentum, that's really good. But majority of this is just me trying to avoid sticking on the walls.
Yeah, if you get stuck on the walls, it's very easy to get caught by Monster Rock here, and that's a huge time loss.
If I were to get caught by Monster Ock, that would be, especially with how far we're into the level already, that'd be at least a minute.
Stay away from me. Getting closer to the surface. Level 3. 2 more to go.
So here he's come to the last few levels. It's very repetitive as he gets to the straight. He does a few swings here, and then he turns. A few swings, and he turns, goes straight up.
And then, yeah, so I don't push R2 when I'm zipping up to the ceiling. I actually push R1. That's like my, like, web zip button, I guess you could say.
There he's stuck on the wall a little bit.
And that specifically puts me up to the ceiling. So time is going to be coming up here in just a little bit.
That was
Time.
That was a flawless run.
wait.
That's a world record, baby. 41:19. I PB'd by a minute and 40 seconds, I think.
Man, chat's popping off.
You gotta be kidding.
So yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. That was Spider-Man no skips. Oh yeah, Captain America comes and saves our lives.
Balls.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. A couple of quick shout-outs.
Hold on. I got a clip.
Shout-outs to Bonetooth for tagging along with me on this trip.
I don't know. I'll just leave it at the 41:49.
Doing commentary.
Gives you more time to save.
Shout-outs to my mom, and I'm going to quote my good friend Metro, but shout-outs to my mom, because without her, I wouldn't be here, and I mean that in the most literal sense possible. Just thanks, Mom, for all the support and everything. You're amazing. Shout-outs to my dad as well for all of his support. Shout-outs to my brother Lil Dog for getting me into speedrunning. About end of 2017 was when I started, and without him encouraging me to try this out, I wouldn't be here. Shout-outs to GSA for putting on this event and letting me come here. This has been an awesome event. And my final shout-outs to my org Disconnect for all their support, and then
I was
shout-outs
Daredevil
to
playing
Midwest
cards.
Speedfest, back home. The reason why I'm shouting you guys out is because when I got accepted, I didn't think I was going to be able to come because of money, because I'm a broke college kid. But through some fundraising, Midwest Speedfest.
No way,
fund
Tryhard
about
7.
$800 for my
Yeet!
trip out here,
Got the
which
Legion
wasn't
in there,
100%
boys.
Funding, but without that, I wouldn't have been able to come out here and showcase this run. And so, shout outs to you guys. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. That will conclude it from me. Thank you guys again, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Pace.
So yeah, that was my run.